Make sure everything's good. Perfect, perfect. Show you zoomed in. All right. What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Chart Slayer here, bringing you another video. And what we're going to be going over today is how to manage a swing trade. Now, there's a couple things that I want to go over before we actually get right into it, because I'm actually going to show you guys 5 ways on how to swing trade right after this. So the first thing is you need a goal, right? You need a financial goal that you're willing to hit before you're even able to manage a trade, because how are you expecting to manage a trade if you don't necessarily have a goal in mind? So we want to go ahead and pretty much make sure that you guys have a goal so you guys can become successful at whatever you do. Next thing, right? Next thing is you need a profit margin. Now, what is a profit margin? A profit margin is pretty much an estimate level of where you think you're going to hit 100% take profit. Right? It's an estimate. It's never going to be 100%. It's just an area of interest, right? So you want to always keep that in the back of your head, because you want to always have a profit margin, so you'll always have that TP3 in a sense, right? That take profit 3. This is something that you always want to keep in the back of your head. Having a profit margin is very, very key, because you actually, and the thing about profit margins is that they won't, 90% of the time they don't hit it. Right, so you need to have some form of a guide though, just to make sure that when it does actually hit that profit margin, you take 100% of your profit and you're good to go. All right, so the next thing is prepare if the target is not hit. I was just talking about that just a little bit ago, excuse me. But when you're when profit margin doesn't get hit, you have to find a way in order to adapt to the market. Because like I said, 90% of the time, your price doesn't hit your TP3. So what ways are you going to do to actually maneuver and adapt so you can actually still gain profit along the way? The whole point is to still gain profit, you guys. Still gain profit. It's not about how many times can you hit TP3, it's about how many times can you consistently be in profit and stay in profit in your trading career. All right, so the next thing is you need to form a system. When it comes to actually hitting TPs, you need to have a system in place, so when it actually does hit a certain area or a certain level or a certain, your TP, your profit margin, that you have, like I said, you are able to adapt to the market. You need to have a system. When it does this, this, and this is when I do this, this, and this, right? So that's what I mean. And the last part, to actually, before we get to the 5 ways on how to manage, is to do this consistently. Like I said, this has to be a consistent outcome at all times. If it does not happen consistently, then there's no point in actually doing it, right? So let's go ahead and get to 5 different ways on how to manage a swing trade, and let's go ahead and get it popping. All right, so how to manage a trade. Number 1 is trail your stop with take profit. So this is something that I kind of do, and I'm going to show you guys, but you pretty much take profit at certain TPs, right? And this is something that you want to do. You can either secure some of your profit or secure all of your profit at certain TPs, which is very important because it helps you just get in and out of the market, and it makes you not be so greedy, because greed is something crazy when it comes to trading. And it's just something that you want to avoid at all times. And this goes back to having a system. You need to have a system. You need to say, you know what, as soon as it hits this level or hit this TP, I'm going to do whatever at this specific TP. And this is important because of the fact of, if you do not follow this, any one of these 5, you have to pick one. And if you have to stick with one of these, all right? So take profit with TPs is something that I specifically do. My team already knows how I do that. I'm actually going to show you guys this so you can become successful at it as well. Number 2, right, is to take profit at market structure levels, at certain levels. So anytime price pulls back, you always trail your stop below it or above it, right? And like I said, I'm gonna show you slightly what I mean by this when I show you my way. But no matter what, you always want to do this. This is the second way that you can do this when it comes to trailing your stop, because it helps you not, like I said, to not be greedy. Trailing your stop, there's a lot of misconceptions saying that, oh, well, you never want to trail your stop because it messes with your psychology, and you always want it to either hit stop loss or take profit, which is true, right? But they'll say that, you know what, I don't trail my stop because I trust my analysis. When it comes to, holding it until it hits TP without, trailing your stop, price can reverse on you at any moment, which can affect your psychology. And for me, if you're hitting TPs If you're not trailing your stop and price keeps hitting your stop loss every single time, you're gonna think that your strategy is doing something wrong. So there's nothing you're gonna think that your strategy is not up to par. But you get the point. Neither here or there. I always suggest trailing your stop, because if it hits break even, it hits break even and you don't lose anything. I want to really make sure I say this again. You don't lose anything. Number 3, use support and resistance levels. Right now, when you're using support and resistance levels, these levels are something that you need to pay attention to in order for you to know exactly where your take profit is. This is really more in detail of how to take profit, right? And it's pretty much you identifying certain TP, certain levels for you to say, you know what, this is going to be my TP1, my TP2, and my TP3. That's how you do it. So supply and demand levels are your higher time frames. Support and resistance levels are your take profits. So when you want to, that next support, that next resistance, that should be your TP1. After that, TP2. After that, TP3, and so forth. So I want to make sure you guys understand that the third rule is to make sure you take profit or manage a trade using support and resistance. All right, number 4. The next thing that people do is usually they go by pip count goals. This is usually for people that are kind of like scalpers, or they have certain goals to meet or certain money values to meet, which is never an issue, right? It's never an issue. So they will say, you know what, I'm gonna catch 20 pips today, 20 pips every single day will keep the bills away. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but that's a lot of the things that people say. 20 pips a day keeps the bills away. So, or 50 pips a day keeps the bills away. Those are usually for scalpers. Some people, you know, have a certain limit. Even for swing traders like myself, if it's not 100 pips, I'm not looking for that target. I'm not looking into that trade. So you always want to make sure that you keep that in the back of your head. You know, maybe you have a certain, you know, goal that, or a certain goal you want, or a certain amount of pips that you want to catch for that specific day or that specific week or that specific quarter, right? So whichever one works for you, but this is the 4th way on how exactly to manage a trade. 5th way is your money goals, right? This is your growth chart. A lot of people go by growth charts because they go by certain money counts as their TPs. You know what? If I have $100, I'm gonna stop trading when I hit 115 or 150. This is something where people are able to, it's another way of kind of managing your money, managing your goals, having a goal in mind, like I said, and it helps you always make sure that you're on top of your game, right? And this is something that you want to always, you know, sometimes utilize depending on, you know, who you are, what type of trader you are. If you're a scalper, a day trader, a swing trader, this is something that you have to keep in account when it comes to you using the growth chart. So let's go ahead and get right into the charts, you guys, so I can go ahead and show you this on paper.
So I'm going to go to a random pair that I am currently not using. Let's see, which one do I not really care about? We're going to use this one. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what I mean by how to swing trade, right? And let me replay this. Let's say we are taking a sell at this position right here, and I wanted to sell it, right? Now, what you first need to do as you're identifying, what you first need to do when you're identifying support and resistance, right? And this is what I do, right? I trail my stop with support and resistance. This is exactly how I specifically trade. All right, so what I do is, let's say we entered at this level. My next support is here, and looking left, here, and here, right? So every single level that is occurring right now, I'm looking to secure some form of profit. The thing is, when people swing trade, they think they're just holding trades the whole way through without securing profit. The thing is, there are people who actually do that, which is fine. But for me, I like to make sure that I secure the bag. The money is in my pocket. The money is in my account before it actually hits my TP. So what I like to do, when it hits TP1, which is this first line, I like to move my stop to break even, right? Then as soon as price gets to TP2, I secure 50% of profit, right? I secure 50% of profit. And while I'm doing that, I'm trailing my stop however I see fit, right? So if we were to, play this out, boom, I would have trailed my stop here. Even though, actually, this would have been my break-even mark, so I would have just moved it here. Then, as price would have kept moving, right? Let's see when price hits TP2. Price hitting TP2 right now. Oh, it went up a little bit. All right, cool, right there. So I would have trailed my stop to here, right? And we're gonna go ahead and exit this out and go for what we have here. And so as soon as we get the TP3, right, you have two options. This is what I do. Either I secure 100% of profit, or I secure 70% of my profit, right? And then as soon as I get to my, my overall take profit, that's when I obviously hit 100%, securing that 100% mark. And it makes it so when you secure your profit, you're never leaving money on the table. And that's what I always want to make sure that you guys understand, to never leave money on the table, because you never know what may happen, right? Price could come down here and then immediately reverse. Then whatever profit you had is gone. So for me, I like to always secure profit along the way, trailing my stop along the way. As soon as I get the TP2, I really don't care about the trade anymore, because technically I secured 70 to 80% of the trade, right? The reason why I say that is, if this is my TP2 and then I trail my stop here, I secured 50% here. Then if my entry was here, you see how much I've already secured? I've secured this much right here, and I've secured 50% of the profit. So from where my entry was to TP2, I've secured 70% of my profit. So then if anything after that is pretty much a privilege, right? So you don't want to be greedy when it comes to actually trading and actually securing your profit as you're swing trading, right? Obviously you can use this for any type of trading style that you have, scalping, day trading. It's up to you. But for me, it works very well when I'm swing trading, because I know when to actually secure my profit. I know when to break even. So when price reverses, I always either break even or win the trade. It's that simple, right? I barely lose. If I do, then it's just the wrong trade in the wrong direction, or 90% of the time I hit break even. So hopefully you guys understood something off of this.
So I hope you guys really enjoyed that video of how to actually swing trade, how to manage your trade, and etc. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and actually you guys comment below how you guys swing trade. I actually want to know how you guys actually take profit on your trades, how you secure your profit along these trades. Let me know in the description below. Now, if you guys don't know, I do have a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So if you guys could share this video, make sure you help a brother out when it comes to these subscribers and everything. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight.